Good morning, everybody. Maybe there's been some technical difficulties with the Streamlabs, so fingers crossed everything works. I am Jared O'Leary. I've been drumming since 1998. I still got a lot of stuff to work on. Today, I'm going to be working on the tenors, so the pad's right here. And we're going to be working on my sweeps or scrapes, so trying to get it so that I can play some diddles more effectively moving around the drums. Now, in these practice streams, I like to share what I'm practicing, how I'm practicing, as somebody who's been drumming for a long time. I've got almost 400 practice sessions in here with timestamps in the description so you can see like what I was practicing or what I was talking about. I have multiple chats up on my other monitor, and people will often ask me questions about teaching or performing. Because I've performed since 1998 and because I have a bachelor's, master's, PhD in music education, people ask me some different questions about different topics, and I will often edit those responses and put them into this drumming tips playlist on YouTube, which has almost 100 videos in here on a wide range of different topics related to performing or teaching the drums. Now, if you don't like the topic in the title, that's just the first thing that I talk about. So if it says and other drumming tips, that means that I talk about some more things that might be of interest to you. The ones that say members first at the top are all scheduled to release for free. There's like 450 some odd videos that are all scheduled to release over the next year and a half or so. So some of them might take a while to get there. I have a membership tier that is the lowest possible price that I could do on YouTube. It's 99 cents. So if you want access to the 400 and some odd videos, then it's just 99 cents and you get it. But I promise they're all coming out for free. They're not going to be behind a paywall. Like this one comes out tomorrow. This one comes out next Friday. And then every single day there's at least one new play along that releases. So stay tuned for more to come. Now, I'm going to get motivated here because I march snare drum, so traditional grip. And today we're working on tenor drums. So I need to get motivated to be able to practice. And Shia LaBeouf here is going to help me out with that. So Shia, help me out. We're going to hide him because of copyright. You'll hear him, though. You'll hear him. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Some people dream success. Well, you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Somebody who just like walked in on the stream, basically, just like swiped in at that moment is like, what is Jared doing? Don't worry about it. We're motivated now. On my website and on my home tab of YouTube, there are 62 chop exercises organized neatly right here. There's over 1,000 grid variations, 419 for triplet, 577 for 16th note, and then there's 36 wacky ones like hurt to grid, accent only grid, etc. We've got a bunch of limb independent stuff. I was working on that yesterday, practicing it. Tons of timing exercises, some straight charts, some swung charts, then a video that shows you how to develop your limb independence. Almost 500 marching bass exercises that can help you out practice without the rest of the bass line. You can use these to practice on your own. There's a bunch of drumline cadences, and then there's almost 400 technique exercises to work on your endurance and speed, or your stick control, or your rolls, or whatever. And then at the bottom, this is where you can find that drumming tips playlist that has almost 100 videos. There's over like 13 hours of free tips in there. And then all of the live streams, and then some scripted lessons that, as quickly as I can, teach you something about like the stretch and massage routine that I do, or how to hold traditional grip, or whatever. Okay, I'm going to warm up. And I'm going to warm up with an exercise that helps you to work on your interpretation of your diddles. There it is. So diddle timing. Whoop. There's quite a few variations inside of this playlist. I'm going to just go with the very first one. And with any of these play-alongs, no, that's not the resolution I want. You can pick whatever BPM you want using the timestamps in the description. So this one starts at 40 beats a minute and it goes all the way up to 200 beats a minute, okay? So however fast or slow you want to be able to work on it. Now I'm going to put it at I don't know, 120. Let's try it. We'll use this to get the blood flowing, and then we'll stretch and massage, and then we'll work on tenor stuff. Hello, the random person. Okay, so this exercise, what it's doing is it's taking a diddle, and the first line is saying a diddle on one. Hello, royalty. So you're slurring it out intentionally on the second measure, and then you play a normal interpretation of a diddle on one. And then you rush it. And then you play normal interpretation. And it does the same thing for diddle on 2 and diddle on 3. And the very last line is putting them all together with the normal interpretation. The point of this is to make it so that you can hear and control your diddles, so that way you don't accidentally slur them out, slow them down, or rush them, play too fast. So this exercise is a great way to work on that. Can you ask a question about drummers? Sure. Got some hands? I mean, not with this. Right now, we're just warming up. But I appreciate the kind words. I do have 2 hands. They work. Here we go. Ew. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. This exercise is on my home tab under the technique section near the bottom. And there's over 2,000 more for free. Over 2,000 exercises on my home tab. We're going to use this to warm up, and then we'll work on our scrapes, or our sweeps, on the tenors. Oh, that's an interesting question. Do you mean on YouTube? Like content creators? And do you mean like drumline or drum kit? On YouTube Lives, okay. Let me just play this one more time, and then I'll give you some thoughts on that while I stretch and massage. Do you have like an example of like how they're arrogant, like what they're doing or saying? Because I have some thoughts on it. Now that was just a quick warm up, but again, in the timestamps, you can slow this one down to 40. I highly recommend practicing these at 40. We're going to start the next exercise after I stretch and massage. We'll go at 40. But this one can go as fast as 200, whatever BPM you want to go at. But since I mentioned it, I'll just kind of show you where you can find it. So if you go to my home tab, we've got thousands of exercises here. So all the chop stuff, all the grid variations, limb independence, marching bass, drumline scores. So this currently has cadences in it. And then the technique stuff. So this is where you can find the exercise I was just working on. If you click on this header, it expands and shows it to you. So the exercise I was doing was in the diddle timing variations, but there's also a 5-stroke timing variation that is very similar. So if you want to, you can check that out. But anyways, so let's stretch and massage, and let's kind of talk about it. So the comment, in case people are on like the YouTube horizontal or on other platforms and whatnot, comment was basically asking like, are all the YouTube live drummers, are they arrogant? And I don't really like to make generalities like everybody is this way. Like there's a joke that like trumpet players are all arrogant, etc. But like, you know, everybody's a unique person. But I think what's happening with a lot of live stream drummers is there's this let me finish the stretch on the side of the forum. There's this tendency for YouTube recommendations where what's recommended is that you share what your qualifications are. So that way people have context to know like, oh, maybe this person actually knows what they're talking about. So like usually they recommend in the first like 30 seconds of like an instructional video or whatever, it'd be like, I'm a former like classroom educator who has taught this before and I can help you do blah, 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 blah. Or I'm a business owner who has made $1 billion and I can help you make $1 billion in the next 5 minutes, whatever. So like saying something to give some kind of context. Now I'm stretching the top of the forms. But so like the way that I do that is in the instructional videos, I have an overlay at the start of them that says like Jared O'Leary, PhD, award-winning percussionist, educator, and scholar. And that's all I say about it. And it makes me super uncomfortable to even put that. But it's important context. So when people come in here and they ask me questions about like, well, how do I teach this thing? Or how do I play this thing? It's important for people to understand that I have taught every grade, kindergarten through doctoral students. So I know what I'm talking about with teaching. It's also important to be able to say, like, I've been drumming since 1998, which is, like, longer than most people have been alive that are, like, learning to drum right now, etc. So, like, those things can provide context and help. But I think there's a tendency for some people to overinflate and exaggerate their things or bring it up too much. I err on the side of trying to not bring it up at all because it makes me uncomfortable. I'm like allergic to hubris. And I think some of the other drummers that you might see on live streams are less adverse to it than I. But, you know, it's just kind of different. Perhaps it's deeper in their subconscious because hitting something with precision. I think for drum set or drum kit players, so people who play this, there's like they're the only one in the group, the ensemble usually, that is playing that instrument. So there is that like overinflated, I am the only one who can do this thing, and that can be a problem. But because my background is actually rudimental, so like marching in a snare line and whatnot, that makes it so that like you're more like on a team, and so you realize that like you're not the only one who can do this thing, and so that might help. You're also a drummer? Nice. Congratulations. Well, hello on the YouTube horizontal. Yeah, this is an overhead view, so it shows my feet. It shows my hands. It shows all sorts of stuff. From Australia. Well, hello. Cool drum kit. Yeah, this one's actually my wife's drum kit. My drum kit is over there. It's a black one. It doesn't look as neat as this one, but, you know, I like them both. So, by the way, the stretching routine that I just did, I did stretching side of the forearms, I stretched the underside of the forearms, I stretched the top of the forearms, and then I was stretching the fingers. And now what I'm doing is I was just massaging here, and then I'm going to massage my hand, and then massage my fingers, and then we'll go back into playing. Hajimemashite. Nice to meet you as well. I think it's interesting how like different English subcultures have different words for things, like epic versus mega in the UK, things like that. I am personally interested in language and discourse. My dissertation explored that. So, like, analyzing the ways that people were talking in relation to making music through programming and hardware manipulations. Goodbye. Hope you have a good day. Thanks for stopping in. But that has nothing to do with what we're doing today. Now I'm going to massage from base to tip each one of the fingers. So we're going to do this and do this. But yeah, so it's a good question about arrogance and whatnot. And not all drummers are arrogant, but a lot of them are. I think a lot of people also, when they're doing the live streams, they're sharing things that they are good at. And so they have to, like, present this, like, air of confidence and whatnot, which is, like, the opposite of what I do. So, like, I'm not doing, like, drum covers. I'm not sitting here playing an hour of just me chopping out and whatnot. Some days I'll just do that for fun. But I'm, like, actually practicing. So in a moment, like, I'm going to slow this down to 40. And, you know, we're going to work on tenors. So we can get better. That's the goal. Speaking of. Okay, so the exercise that I'm going to work on is currently scheduled for release, but it's not out yet. So if you go under the technique section on my home tab of YouTube, if you scroll down, it's under the roll timing variations. So if you open up the playlist, there's several different variations in here. And the one that I'm going to work on is the roll interpretation for 16th notes. There's also an inverted roll interpretation, and then there's a triplet version of both of those. So normal and inverted rolls, which if you don't know what inverted rolls are, check it out. It shows it in there. But for this one, it's just like the previous exercise that I was just working on. So this one is going to intentionally slur out or slow down the diddles. And then it's going to play with a normal interpretation. And then it's going to intentionally rush the diddles and then play with a normal interpretation. This is all right-hand diddles. And then it does the exact same thing with the left-hand diddles. And then it does a synthesis. Okay, so we're going to start with, like, check. That's slurred out. Normal interpretation next. And then back into normal interpretation. And then it does check again, slurred off the left. And then normal diddle interpretation. And then this one, the left hand is again rushed, so it's coming in a little bit late and a little bit fast. And then it goes into the normal interpretation. I just basically played beats 3 and 4 into beats 1 and 2. Anyways, so we're going to play this stuff 40, and we're going to do it with some sweeps or scrapes. So what are those? Let me show you. So, on the tenor drums. We can play on one drum like a snare drummer. That's what I marched. Or, you know, we can move around on this. So a sweep or a scrape is when you move from one drum to another drum. In this case, I'm going to do it with diddles, which is 2 notes on one hand. So you can move down the drums or to the outside, or you can move up the drums or to the inside. They mean the same thing. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to play just like the right hand moving to the outside. And the goal is to not hit the rims or in between the rims and hit like that, okay? Comprehensive, no wonder I stretch. Yeah, so it just takes practice. It's okay. We all start somewhere. Like the other day when I was, yesterday when I was working on drum kit, I was working on stuff I'm not good at yet. But the cool thing about all these thousands of free play-alongs is in the timestamps, you can go to whatever BPM you want. So like this one starts as slow as 20 beats a minute and goes all the way up to 160, okay? So you can play this slow, even if you're not good yet. But we're going to start at 40, and we'll see how I do. So for the first thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do outside with these outside drums, okay? That's the plan. 1 and 2, we'll see how I do. 1 and 2, and ready, and. So nice and slow. First one with the right hand diddles, slurred out. Keep the motion efficient. This is normal interpretation. Rushed. normal interpretation. Now I'm going to do the left hand diddles. And we're still again going to the outside or down the drums. So this is slurred, normal, and then rush. This is why we're working on it. Now the very last line is just all on the right, on the left, and then a roll with normal interpretation. So you can just kind of do a check on it and go, does it sound good? Okay, now I'm going to do this again, but this time instead of going down the drums or to the outside, I'm going to go up the drums or to the inside. So diddle is going from here to there. Here we go. So from drum 3 to drum 1, ready and slurred. Normal. Rushed. It's only a little bit faster. Now we're going to do the same thing off the left. Or at least with left-hand diddles. Ready and pa-da-da. Normal. Slightly late on the right hand. And the synthesis. Okay, so now I'm going to do same exercise, but this time I'm going to the outside from drum 2 to drum 1 for the right hand, and from drum 1 to drum 2 in the left hand. Okay. Okay, so now the left hand's going to the left. Like this. Now the synthesis is going to look a little weird. Whoops. On the very last line here. So going to the outside. When we get to the roll, it goes like this. Okay, so going that way. But now I'm going to play through it. I'm going to go up the drums or towards the inside. So going like this. Okay. Here we go. overhead. Oops. Going to the inside. Sorry. There's thinking ahead. This one is like they're chasing each other. Okay, so that's the basic pattern of what I'm working on with this particular exercise. Now, what I'd recommend doing is just going one click at a time and just refining, going a little bit faster. Start slow. There's a reason why I'm playing at 40. I've been drumming for a long time, since 1998, but I still go slow because it refines the technique better than playing fast does. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to jump up. I'm going 4 reps, so outside, inside on these drums, outside, inside on the interior drums, and then I'm going to jump up by 10. So we'll start at 50, and then we'll go to 60, 4 reps. Okay, so this is just giving me data for some things that I can work on, because as I get faster, the technique is going to break down and not be as efficient and as effective as I would like. So it gives me data for things to refine in future practice streams on the tenor drums. So let's do this at 50 now. We'll do 4 reps. And again, we'll go to the outside, inside, with each of the different sets of drums. And 2, and here we and go, and cool. Now we'll go up the drums from there to there. I don't know who that is. Here we go. Now we do the same thing with the left hand diddles. Interpretation, we'll slur it. Normal. And rush. Normal. Here we go. Okay, so now we're going to go to the outside, but we're doing it with the interior drum. So the right hand's going to go 2-1, and the left will go 1-2. Ready, and go, and Yep, now we go to the inside. So from here to here, and from here to here. Ready and go and slightly early on that attack. So sorry. Yeah, so it's interesting. I'm getting more clicks when going this direction with the left hand. Oops. It's going the wrong way. Talking messes me up. I gotta admit, it's very difficult to practice live because like seeing like little notifications pop up on the screen over there, and then like just like thinking about what do I want to say next? What am I gonna play next? Should I jump up? Should I do this? Should I like jump up BPM, etc. It screws me up. Anyways, so now I'm gonna do this but faster. So we'll go up to 60 and we'll see if that left hand is continuing to hit the rim. So what's happening is, I'll show you this. So there's like two basic types of mistakes that you can make with rim clicks when you're doing a diddle sweep. It's either going to be a rim click on the first note, which means you are, when you're moving, you're starting too close to your secondary drum, or it's a rim click on the second note, which means you're not moving far enough over with your hand, your arm pivoting. Okay, so it's not a change in the wrist angle or anything like that. That'll give you a completely different sound quality. You're not going like this. It's moving at the elbow, pivoting at the elbow, and maintaining whatever technique you're using. If you're doing American grip, if you're doing French grip, whatever it is you're doing, you're not bending your wrist while doing this. Only like 1% of the time might you have like something where you would like do something like that. In general, just focus on trying to keep everything straight and consistent. So when I'm playing this, I want to make sure that I'm not hitting the rim, but I also want to make sure I'm not changing the wrists at all while doing it. Ideally, let's try it at 60. We'll see what happens. Will it sound good or will it sound bad? Stay tuned. Today's episode of Jared is practicing publicly. 60. And ready and go and going down the drums or to the outside. This might not sound very different, the 5s and the 4s, but they are. You would hear that dirt. Okay, so now we're going to go from here to here. So inside sweeps. 2, ready, and go. So we'll start here. Oops. I started playing the check. So sorry. Yeah, so other than that last click, it's the second note of the left hand that's not moving over enough. And Jeffrey, good morning. A little late. I did again. I started playing the check. Now we'll go to the inside. Go ready and go and. That left hand. Ah, went the wrong way. Yes, I keep like wanting to do. I just clicked and went to the wrong one. I keep wanting to do like this direction. So 1, 2, 1, 2, or rather. I was counting the number of notes, but drum 2, drum 1, drum 2, drum 1. So I keep wanting to do that for some reason, as opposed to, you know, like they're both going towards the inside or they're both going towards the outside. I'm so sorry. I failed you. Okay, it went to the wrong exercise. All the way to the beginning of it? No. It's on the right exercise. Yeah. Okay, so we were at 60. I can't brain right now. All right, 70. We'll see if this exacerbates the left hand issues with those diddles some more. Specifically, when moving to the inside, up the drums. Or sounds bad. And the 2, and the here we and the go. A little slow. Let's go up. And now, a 2, a ready and a go. Thank you for the like on the YouTube vertical. Okay, some more rim clicks. Now let's do towards the outside, ear interior, drums. increases engagement. Given my complexion, it'd be hilarious if my feet were actually really tan. Inside. Yeah, still need to work on that. Always more to practice. Okay, let's go faster. So we're going to jump up to 80. Notice I'm not like jumping by 10s and 20s after every single rep. Like, sit with it. And if you're actually just sitting here refining it, sit with it even longer than this. So just let it go one click at a time. You'll eventually get up to 80. It'll take a little bit longer. It'll be worth it. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Okay. Let's play it at 80. Outside drums, moving to the outside. Now move to the inside. 1 and 2, and here we and go. Cool. Now we're gonna do interior drums. Move into the out. 1, 2, ready. Hello. Whoopsies. Hello. Now move to the inside. Same drums. 2, ready, and go. Now let's try it at 90. Stop. So let's jump up. Hello, brother. I thought I was an only child. I have a brother. Wow, I'm learning a lot in today's stream. 90. Okay, so again, we're gonna do the outside drums, and we're moving towards the outside, away from your body. Okay? 1 and 2, and here we and go. Oh no. We were late. Now we go up the drums to the inside. Ready and go. Okay, so now go outside with drum 2 to 1. Now the left hand is going to go drum 1 to 2. Now we'll go from drum 1 to 2 and from 2 to 1. Ready and a go. Thank you for the jewels. I appreciate you. Yeah, so it's the first note of the diddle. Yeah, so that left hand, the very first note there, when I'm playing it, I'm not resetting far enough back, so I was hitting the rim right here, and then getting the second note in the correct spot. So, you know, stuff to keep working on. All right, we're going to play this at 100. We'll do another 4 reps. And again, for each one of these reps, I'm changing the direction. So I'm going down, up, outside, inside, okay? So boop, boop, and then the next rep, boop, boop, and then we do boop, boop, into boop, boop, okay? Clear as mud. Good. Good. 100. That's the BPM. And then I'm going to chop out. So play something super fast with my extra heavy sticks instead of these tenor sticks that are really light compared to the chop out ones. 1 and 2 and ready and a go. Now go up the drums. 1 and 2 and here you go. Uh-oh. Yeah, so pause it. No, stop. Yeah. So the left hand, I'm going too far this way on that second note of the diddle, and so then when I'm resetting, I'm like hitting the rim of drum 4 rather than like doing an efficient motion from here to here. I'm going too far, like all the way over to here. And then when I go and do the reset, that's how we're hitting that. So next time when I do a tenor stream, then I can like slow this down and like really work on, you know, resetting the correct spot and not going too far to the interior. But now I'm going to play through this again. I'm going to go into the outside drums. So 2-1 for my right hand and 1-2 for my left hand. Okay. At 7,000 beats a minute. No. 2, 1 and 2, and here we go. Woo-wee! Better. Now going to inside. Ready, and a go. No. So I hit my stick. Like, both times I hit my stick, my thumb just like whoosh, like ended up like that. So we're going to try that again. This time without clapping our hands. Go. Do it. Yes, you can. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. 2, last rep. 1, 2, 3. No! Oh my. Okay, so now let's chop out. We'll put these light sticks away. We're going to go with the heavy sticks. And we'll bring this back for some extra articulation. Okay, so the sticks that I'm using whenever I'm doing like on one drum are Hardeman hammers. So Hardeman hammers are the same design of like a normal Hardeman in terms of like the tip, but it uses a different type of wood, which makes it so they're extra heavy. So there's a new play along releasing daily. So if you want early access, it's 99 cents. Otherwise, just wait. I promise, they're coming out for free. There's so many exercises, it'll keep you busy for a long time, so you don't need to pay for my content. It's just early access. Promise, no paywalls. Okay, scores. This has drumline cadences, if you're interested in that. Marching bass stuff. There's almost like 500 exercises in there. Limb independence. I was working on that yesterday. We'll work on that again tomorrow. And then grid variation. There's over 1,000 of them. So many, again, you have to click on the header to show all of these different playlists with the grid variations so you can work on improving your rudiments. Go slow. Highly recommend it. But today, at the end of my stream, I like to chop out. So I'm going to go to the chop section. And what do I want to chop out with? There's quite a few variations. I did cheesy poofs the other day. We did some float drag stuff. Let's do a shopping spree. So inside of here, there's a few different shopping sprees that you can pick from, like RCC's Mori spree, 5/4 shopping spree, the stock spree with triplets or 3 strokes, if you want to get wacky, a couple of Blue Devil sprees, etc. One of my favorite Blue Devil shopping sprees is actually 99, so let's just go ahead and do that. We'll ram this out fast. No, we're not starting at 181. Silly YouTube. This play along, and many more, starts at 40 and goes one click at a time, faster and faster and faster, all the way up to 200. We're going to start at 140, and we'll go 10 clicks faster. Actually, let's start at 120. I think that's a more comfortable tempo for people to try this. debating with myself. Like 140 is like I'm fine with that, but not trying to brag. We'll start a little slower. 10 clicks. Go. I want to la 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 la. I left out a diddle. Oh no. So sorry. It's a weird measure, right? A little late on that last left. All right, now we'll go up at 10. It feels weird playing with like heavy sticks again after just playing with those tenor sticks for a while. The ones I was using, by the way, are the Hardeman tenor sticks. So they're a bigger head and smaller in terms of length. Shorter, I guess, would be a better word. Icon language. Sometimes. $140. Boop. Now, you'll notice that for the chop out stuff, I'm spending the last like 5, maybe 10 minutes doing it. The majority of my time is playing stuff slow. I recommend the same for you. That's how you get better. Woo-wee. 150. We'll see where my arms burst into flames. I'm thinking 160 will be okay and 170 will be like, nope. This measure is so cool, that book report into like a slurred putida. So yeah, book report into a cool measure. It's my favorite. When I first heard it in the lot, or in lot recordings, I saw them in live in 2000. I did not see them in 99. But when I first like saw this, I was like, what did they just play? Blew my mind. 160. Almost lost it on those flams. It's a lot. Okay. We're going to try it. Are we going to fail? Maybe. But we'll never back down. Never give up. Thanks, Nick. Flawless. I'll write out that alternative ending for you. It'll come out soon, so stay tuned. But until then, you can just play the normal version, and then eventually you can try it on hard mode, like I just did. I was just trying to show off. Well, that was bad. We found the breaking point. All right, so all of the play-alongs, you can find them organized in my home tab of YouTube. But if you go to the first link at the top of every single one of these play-alongs, takes you to jaredoleary.com/drum, which is linked here. if you're on vertical. But this is where you can find the 62 chop exercises, including all those different chopping sprees and whatnot. This is where you can also find over 1,000 grid variations to work on your rudiments, like to improve your flam drags or your flam fives, or book reports grid. Yeah, it's a thing. You can try it. It's fun. There's a bunch of limb independence exercises, hundreds of timing exercises to work on it, as well as 55 drum charts, both straight and swung. A video that shows you how to develop limb independence. I'll be working on that tomorrow in tomorrow's stream. There's 476 marching bass related exercise, like timing exercises, things that you can practice so that you don't have to practice with like the 4 or 5 other people on your line. You can just practice at home using these resources. We've got some drumline cadences. We've got 383 technique exercises. The one that I was working on was in the roll timing section, but I highly recommend working on stick control, diddle timing, other things like that. And then we've got all the drumming tips, over 13 hours of free lessons in here, and then some scripted lessons and whatnot. All this stuff for free. If you see a video that says members first, it's coming out for free. It's just currently in members first, which means it's scheduled to release for free. And it might take a year and a half for it to come out because there's like 450 of them. So if you want early access, you can get it for 99 cents. But I promise it's all coming out for free. You don't have to pay for my stuff. There's thousands of exercises that'll keep you busy now until the one you really want will come out. Or you can pay 99 cents. 100% up to you. Completely optional. Because I promise it will come out. Anyways, I'm going to get ready for, what's the game? Alien Isolation. So stay tuned for that. I appreciate you stopping in. I appreciate when people share my free resources. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And good. Bye.